Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday morning meditation on the 18th of February. So I am tucked. I realized when I come live that I used to have a nice, you have my light in that I sit in front of here. So this is I love this. This is my plug-in salt lamp, actually. It is, I just love it. And I'll just drop a couple of drops of essential oil on there. And you know it, I'm all about habit stacking, so that works really, really well. I have this beautiful blue sky behind me. And so I thought, but I used to have my banner behind, and I am tucked back here. Good morning, Suzanne. So it is, thank you. Love the sweater. Oh, it's so nice and cozy warm. So yes, I'm tucked right back here because it's a little bit different in January and February. People are coming and going in the household at 7 o'clock. So Jammers is a little bit more rambunctious, all of that. So I tuck right back into the back room and keep my fingers crossed. But you all, again, Jammers has been part of our meditation for a few years now. So we're getting pretty used to it. Welcome. Hey, Mom. Welcome, Vicky. Excellent. Thank you so much. It is so helpful when you do, again, just share a sentence, because that does tell me that all is good. Sandra popping on. Hello, hello. For today, we are going to build on the post from last night. I would say probably a good amount of the time I am connecting the post to what we are doing in the meditation, but sometimes I just get something kind of downloads in the morning in my mind, and I totally switch it. But for today, we are going to connect the post, which is about setting your agenda for the day. And you might think, what does that have to do with meditation? And actually, I'm such a habit stacker, as so many of you are. I actually start to think about, okay, so how really can I habit stack this concept of setting my agenda for the day? And I realized, as I started thinking about it more, and similar again to a lot of you, that we are already habit stacking the concept of setting our agenda for the day, and really realizing now how helpful this is going to be as we move into March and April, as we're moving out of this pandemic. We, myself included, have some of those planning muscles have not been worked as much, because in some way we've been a little bit afraid to plan forward, because it's like, well, I'm not sure if that might change. And yes, we've become more flexible. There's been lots of benefits. We have been able to go with the flow a little bit more, understanding that if we're planning a family event or planning to go somewhere or do something, that it might change. And so those muscles of going with the flow and resilience and flexibility, they've got a good workout over the last couple of years. But the other side of it, and they are integrated, is that ability to manage the number, and I mentioned this actually in a live this week, manage the number of appointments that we have done, right? And the number of hats we've worn, and the number of different areas we've been in. Now, I'm not saying go, and here's the thing, you might say, oh, that actually taught me that I was doing way too much. And way too much on other people's agenda, right? This is why we're doing this with our meditation today. So you might have realized there's a great opportunity to say, yeah, like I was pulled all over the place, and then the pandemic came and I got to settle down and just kind of figure out my life and my priorities. And again, that's another positive kind of spin-off that has happened. At the same time, when we start to go out again, and I'm going to say that with my classes, I'm teaching 3 live, just started this week. So if you're going, what? So 3 live classes, and the organization and the brain stuff and the email and the things that come up with it. When I think I used to teach, at one point I was teaching 15 classes a week. And here with 3, I'm going, oh my gosh, like how did I do it? It's a brain thing. It's a planning thing. It's an organizing thing. And just need to get those muscles tuned up again. But on your agenda, right? So when you're thinking about it, you can be much more, let's say, selective. And how meditation helps, and we're going to start right now, is, hey Denise, is that starting with meditation, even if it is a few minutes in the morning, you might be doing a mindfulness meditation, you might connect your satanama, your mantra meditation, and you're just doing this, okay. And then I am going to suggest actually that you set a timer for 5 minutes and just, what do I get to do today? That's it. My agenda. You're not checking the news, you're not putting the news on, you're not checking the news on your iPad, you're not checking your emails, your messages, your texts. You might have your coffee. You might have had your coffee or your tea, and then you're sitting in a meditation time. And then we're going to do this right now. We're going to move from our meditation time right into our planning. So you're going to feel that switch in the brain. You're going to feel that literal, like, going over, right? Into another section of the brain that goes, oh, I'm going to go from meditation now to planning. And last thing before we settle in. Now, as I'm explaining this, as we get going again, get comfortable. You'll see I have one leg extended out. You can, sit cross-legged, however you're comfortable in this position. And also remember, though, as we were waking up this morning, some of you are practicing gratitude first thing in the morning, okay, for the warm sheets, for the lovely linen spray, for the fact that we're coming into a long weekend, and that is something to look forward to for those of you certainly that are working. So there was lots of things before you even get out of bed. That is setting your agenda for the day, right from the get-go. So you've already, if you're doing this, you've already started into setting your priorities, your tone, right? Your feeling for the day. You have your coffee, your tea, or you might just sit up in bed and come into your meditation. So as we come into our meditation, we are going to acknowledge our thoughts. And they might be planning thoughts, because I already probably have your brain going. So they might be planning thoughts. They might be remembering thoughts. They might be worrying thoughts. We're just going to let them go. And in the last 5 minutes, we're going to think about our day at the end of our meditation. Okay? So as you're settling in, you might even be having a little spark of thankfulness or gratefulness right now for, again, how the world has lined up for you this morning to be able to do this. Right? Everything from your sleep last night to what's going on in your household to the health of family and friends. Right? Our brain remembering all of these things. It is no small feat. And to be here in your meditation this morning. And or to remember to watch the recording as well. That is, again, sometimes we're writing that down, and very often I write down a lot. Right? So however you are with this meditation today, just recognizing and being aware of everything has to line up. Again, you have, right, a big hand in that. You're setting it as a priority. Just feel your breath. It's really interesting as we are thankful and grateful, our breathing changes. It becomes softer. We just soften in general. It's quite challenging to be tight and constricted. When we're thinking about what we're thankful and grateful for. And then our attention moves to our breath. You might think, oh, that feels so good this morning. The warmth of the breath, the depth of the breath, just interesting as it's starting on the inhalation or the exhalation to kind of make its way into different nooks and crannies. And as that happens, you might feel like shifting a little bit, moving or swaying. And just noticing where you're feeling your breath. Right now. And I have to say, I'm feeling my breath more around my face right now. I know my belly's moving, I know my chest is moving, but I feel the energy of my breath around my face. Sometimes when you feel the energy, there's literally a little bit of buzzing, like in a good way, a little bit of vibration. You might be feeling it around shoulder blades now, because as it makes its way, and it takes a little bit, as we focus on it, it grows. And as we focus on anything, right, it grows. It gets deeper. Might get longer. So as you notice this, how does your breath What does it feel? What is the energy of it? Is it muscles moving? Is it a tingling? Is it a vibration? Can you feel when your breath gets to kind of its end point, like there's a little pushing back from wherever it's going? It could be around your bra strap. It could be around your yoga pants, your pajamas. There's a little pushing back, and then there's a release. The images that pop up for me when I'm following my breath, sometimes the dresser that gets kind of stuck, you pull and it gets to the end of where it's going, and then you just let it go and go back a little bit, and then you kind of pull that drawer out a little bit more and it comes out a little more. It's a gentle kind of push and pull and patience. But if we try to force it and try to take a great big breath or take a big pull on that dresser drawer, right, we're going to feel that resistance. But just kind of feel that pull and push and up and down and in and out. Sensations, again, could be physical sensation, mental sensation, emotional sensation. This big stew of sensations of just following your breath. Now, thoughts will still come in, kind of knocking on the top of the dresser there, going, yeah, let me in. And so if your attention is drawn away from your breath, just label that thought. Let it go. Come back to the sensations of your breath. Internal smile when your mind wants to play. You want to go back to yesterday, go forward. You want to even analyze your breath right now. You just say thinking, let that thought go, and see if you can come back to feeling. You're still feeling your breath in the same place that you felt it at the beginning, or has it shifted? I'm feeling it more in my belly now. If there's any chatter around where you should be feeling your breath, notice, and your mind will do that. You might say, well, it hasn't shifted, or I can't feel where it is. Just label that chatter. go. So mindfulness meditation is focusing on your breath, letting thoughts go, not stopping them or resisting them, just labeling them or acknowledging them and letting them go. And now for the last couple of minutes, we're going to shift from mindfulness meditation to giving our mind a bone. Loves that. A planning bone now. But stay with your breath, because your breath might have actually stopped when I said that. Stay with your breath. And we're just going to spark up that visualization part of your brain now. I'd like you to see yourself at the end of this meditation today. Just visualize yourself again. You may be watching the recording, so this might be later in the day, in the evening. But see yourself again getting up from your meditation, going to your desk or counter, kitchen table. And if it's morning, you've got your lemon water or your coffee or your tea. And before you check anything, emails, texts, before you put the TV on, anything, I'd like you to write down 1 or 2 things that you get to do today. Could be groceries, could be laundry, could be a lunch. Just getting in the habit of this. Just see yourself writing it down. The pen that you're using, the marker that you're using, what are you writing this down on? And then write 1 sentence of how you'd like to be. Intention of how you'd like to be in the world today. Could be a word, could be a phrase, could be a sentence. And if you've simply put laundry and groceries down there, it's like, I got this. Right? Because it's no small feat these days still to do groceries. So everything counts. And as we get more used to writing down the things that we normally do, then it becomes a gateway to opening up the possibilities to start writing down things that perhaps we're dreaming about. It's a process. So you see that sentence. I got this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to getting this done for the long weekend. I'm looking forward to traveling. Yeah, I feel the fear. I'm doing it anyways. And even right now in this moment, if you're thinking, I'm not entirely sure when we're finished in 1 minute, reenact what you just imagined. You're going to get up. It's going to be another to kick at the can for your affirmation and your intention. Feel your breath. Feel the ground. we're slowly just going to start to rub perhaps our thighs, our knees. We're going to ground through the hands, through the sitting bones. And slowly start to open your eyes if you haven't already. Hey Isabel, hi Diane, good morning Carol, wonderful. It's like a gift, a special treat when I open my eyes and I see other people have joined in. So if you came partway through the recording, or sorry, this is live, but feel free to watch the recording again from the beginning. So mindfulness meditation into planning, visualizing planning. And then the third step is actually getting up and doing it. So cool for the brain. And so from here, as we bring our hands together, happy planning, happy Family Day weekend as well, everybody. But yes, happy planning. Hands, heart center for namaste. Namaste. Thanks so much for having fun with me. Honest to goodness, when we do this together, right? It's so much more fun. So have fun with it, and we will see you next week. Bye for now.